We have one from New York Times in genetic factors. We have one of the Medline abstracts from postgraduate medicine.
Okay, so if I wanted information about Lyme disease, I could go online to the service and pull down these articles.
That's
just
correct.
Like you did. Now, how do I access the service online?
Well, it must be stored. You don't go online to our center.
I see.
So you get it and load it in your own computer.
The entire database?
That's correct.
I see. So you could then go to a library that has this loaded in?
That's right. Our GE's Genie network, for example, is putting it up.
I see, okay.
So you have those routes, both routes.
And how about the doctors who would want to use Grateful Med to access?
Grateful Med, if they would contact the National Library of Medicine at 800-272-4787, they can get information on how to acquire that software.
All right, Dr. Schultz, let's get back to you now. How are you using computers at the Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center?
Well, we're trying to bring the healthcare user into the loop more, giving them access to the information resources. The problem there is a lot of the information resources live on different computers with different ways to access them. To decrease that mental overhead, we're trying to make a uniform front end using HyperCard so that the clinician can sit there and point and click his way in a consistent way.
All right, show us how we do that.
For an example, we have something that looks like a medical record here. Tabs along the bottom are the same as a paper medical record, so he sort of has a metaphor of what to do. And just jumping in the middle of this case, let's go to this endocrine follow-up. This is a lady who had a suspected brain tumor. And he's talking about the lab test and says, look at the linked data. What we're going to do is branch to a HyperCard front end that calls into the laboratory system, downloads the information, and graphs it out for the clinician.
Now clinician is what? Are we talking about a physician here, a lab technician, what?
It could be a nurse, it could be a doctor, it could be a medical student typically in our institution.
So what are they seeing?
Well, what they're seeing here is the interpretation of this would be that there's a suggestion that this guy should have gotten over the dotted line and that there quite possibly is a brain tumor.
Okay.
While we're here, let me show you some of the other things you can do. Typically, doctors think of tests in groups. They may think about the heart or the liver or whatever.